Assalamu alaikum, welcome again. So we will continue talking about environment analysis. So as I said before, environment analysis, you have to consider SWOT. SWOT, it means that strengths الويك is القوة نقاط القوة W الweakness opportunity and T threats التهديدات. يبقى عندنا الفرص والتهديدات أو القوة ونقاط القوة والضعف. يبقى هي we have to consider when we coming to environment analysis as even when we designing our curriculum. So the aim of this part of the curriculum is designing is to find the situational factors that will strongly affect the course. Yes, that's why here we have also called sometimes instead of saying environment analysis, we can say situation analysis. So there's an alternative name. We can like call it as situational analysis, and also we can say constraints analysis. So all of these, like we have to consider when we coming to the name of environment analysis. And the constraints can be also positive in the curriculum design. For example, constraints would be that the teacher all very highly trained and are able to willing to make their own class activities. So environment analysis also is an important part of the curriculum because of the most basic level. It ensures that the course will be usable. يبقى this is also important that we make sure that it is like used in real life situation. Okay, إن المنهج إنه يستخدم بالواقع. For example, if we looking to the Gaza nowadays, the situation in Gaza nowadays, do you think that we have to be in the same line of previous, or we have to adapt it or change and make it changes in our curriculum? You know that we are now in like a post-war, okay, and we face many difficulties, hard times. Students really face it during war. So we have to qualify ourselves with learners, teachers, situation itself, and we have to adapt it ourselves. وهذا اللي بنسميه الفاقد التعليمي. يعني احنا الآن بعد وضع الآن غزة والحروب اللي صارت فيها، فيبقى we have to you know make our curriculum suitable in this stage, and also should be like adapted with the changes that is occurring nowadays. An example of also of environment analysis is that here is an example of an environment analysis of the course for young Japanese learners aged 6 to 9 years old who had lived in English-speaking countries while their parents were posted there. So during their time overseas, they learned quite a lot of English in much the same way as a native speakers learners do. So on this return to Japan, once a week for 1.5 hours, they attended a special class to help maintain their English. يبقى all could speak Japanese and were attending Japanese medium schools in Japan. The important constraints here they faced those Japanese that they were limited the class time and contact time with English. There would be also drop in learners' interest in learning English because they are Japanese. يبقى هم متعلمين Japanese, so they will face it like difficulties in learning English, and even because this is not their real life, they are not in English majors. So they are non-English majors. So the learners also know that they could communicate more easily with each other in Japanese than in English. So their daily life just focusing on what in Japanese, not in English. And this is what happened here in Arab community, that they focusing only in Arabic. And sometimes Arabic English, but in Palestine, especially in Gaza, we don't have foreign people, so we're only focusing on Arabic. And also there were a range of levels of English proficiency, with some learners appearing to be very proficient for their age, and the learners have been also learning English in a much the same way as a native speakers acquire their first language. So these constraints could be of following effects on curriculum design, and parents also should be guided in giving their child some extra contact with English. The activities should be fun also, so that the children look forward to doing them for their own sake. Also here, some of the activities could all carry over to the next class. They have to be continuing. These activities also should be large teacher centered rather than group or pairs. All of these constraints that they may face. So most of the activities should be meaning focused, language focused activities should be mainly involve corrections. So I just want you here to focus on these activities, like the following: listening to serial story. يعني هلا what is important in this regard that we have to involve all these activities, okay? When we going to make the students like in a real life situation. So listening to serial stories, reading comics and other high interest material, listening and speaking games, writing to be published, or read aloud, a learner giving talks to the group, and also reading at home, reporting to the class, diary writing to teachers, high success. So all of these activities that like make the learners feel that they are in a real life situations. وهذا اللي دائما احنا بنقول للطلاب انه you have to watch English movies, you have to watch TV programs, you have to play video games, you have to productions of newsletters where everyone gets a mention. So all of these you have to be aware of these. Also, environment constraints. There's a range of environment constraints when designing a course. The table can be used as a checklist to help sort out a few that will be given most attention to a particular piece of curriculum design. So here we have like the general constraints, particular constraints, and effects on curriculum design. So inshallah, next time we're going to continue talking about this regard. I just want you to focus on these activities and try to make it in a real life. When you're going to giving students extra activities, involve them into learning more, will be more effective for students. Thank you so much. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate me. You have my WhatsApp, you send it, any messages, okay, and that is like if you face any problems, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. مع السلامة في أمان الله. Stay safe.